my earth angels. How are you guys doing today? I hope you're all vibing and thriving and feeling real good. My name is Vanna, and today I'm finally going to start talking about some of the things that I've been experiencing as to why I've been gone, or very sporadically here. I just want to start this video off with like a warning that I'm going to be very honest. So if any mentions of self-harm or intense themes around that is too much for you, don't hesitate to not watch it. I understand. I want you to take care of yourself first. I'm sending you love, and don't be afraid to get help if you need it. Exactly 3 years ago, on the date of September 2nd, 2020, I moved to California. I moved to California, and the move opened up a lot of new experiences to me. The biggest experience is in 2021, I found out that I have a dissociative disorder. It's not diagnosed at the moment, but based on all the experiences I have experienced personally, family members have seen and encountered, and through talking to certain therapists, I know for a fact I have one, just not sure the exact dynamics. I know I fall within the lines of dissociative identity disorder. Hey guys, I just wanted to say this really quickly as I edit this video. I am not a doctor. I do not have a PhD in dissociative identity disorder. I am still learning, so please don't take everything I say as like pure fact. I am speaking, anytime I speak, I'm speaking based on my system, my experiences. And if you want to learn, definitely feel free to look up different articles. Of course, use your discernment. But there are amazing YouTubers who have talked to therapists and have learned a lot, who also have PhDs, who are also with DID. So feel free to go and check those out if you're wanting to really learn and understand more. Please just be very careful with where you get your information from. This community has become very romanticized in a sense that there's a lot of children that want it for some odd reason, and you just have to be careful where you get your information from. My video is not to fully educate and any of that. Like I said, I'm still learning. I'm just speaking about the general basic knowledge that I know. So please feel free to do your research, and if you find any great articles, send them to me. Or DID, as you may hear a lot around the community. Basically, what DID is, in a very simple explanation, is dissociative identity disorder is a act of dissociation to extreme amounts of trauma as a child, typically from the ages of 3 to 6, sometimes 3 to 9. That area is where your brain starts to form the different core parts of you. So I'll put like an image or something up so you guys can understand. But basically, as you're aging up, you have different parts of you. The happy side, the sad side, where you hold anger, those different kind of core emotions that you store, core personality traits that everybody has, are separated. And as you're developing between the ages 3, like I said, usually 3 to 6, sometimes 3 to 9, depending on your development, that's when those core parts tend to form and become you. So they merge together, become one personality. You may have a little bit more anger than most people or anything like that. But either way, most people, those parts form and you are one. When you have DID or OSDD, which is otherwise specified dissociative disorder, those parts do not form. You have to experience repeated trauma, and through that time, usually you disassociate so hard from the world around you that your brain basically doesn't become one. In DID, your dissociation is so extreme that you end up making other alters, and other alters are like different personalities to me. I see them as just different people or entities or beings. All in all, if you do have DID or OSDD, every alter in your system, which is basically what they call all the different alters, every alter in your system is a part of the vessel. It's part of you. It's different parts of your brain. But these alters can have different names, different voices, different faces, different personalities. The way they dress is different. They can have different sexual preferences, all of that. Identify as a different gender, race, all of that. Now, mind you, if I'm going really in detail with this, which wasn't the case, but I just want to say a person who's white with dissociative identity disorder couldn't use a slur of another race or something like that. So don't get it twisted. We're still all a part of the same vessel. It's just as a kid, that child couldn't cope with the trauma just on their own. So their brain created a safe space with different personalities and alters to help them navigate it. One thing about dissociative identity disorder or any dissociative disorder that I have been learning is we have absolutely no control of when we find out, unless you're actively looking for it, but even often that, it's probably not safe. The whole point of this disorder is so that when you're around your abusers or your trauma source, you don't remember it. You aren't aware of it. Most people do not find out they have a dissociative disorder until they're in their 20s, usually mid to late 20s, sometimes even older. Sometimes you never find out. The whole point of this disorder is to hide the fact that you were basically so traumatized as a child that you couldn't manage on your own. It was too hard for you to manage on your own. I found out that I had this, like I said, in 2021, probably a few weeks after my birthday. My birthday is March 8th. I think I found out around March 22nd. The way I found out was very intense, and that's another video that if you guys are interested in learning more about how I found out and all of that I'm willing to go into, but not right now. I learned about this, and for the past 3 years it has been a really, really intense experience for me, and has taken a huge toll on my mental health. For that reason, that is why I haven't been super active. I really would love to be doing tarot a lot, but it's hard for me to even want to do music or writing or channel or even help myself right now. My brain has fallen into a very dark space. I've been becoming more and more aware of my system. And it's to the point that how I find out is usually when I'm sleeping. And when I'm sleeping, I go into like a sleep paralysis state. So the active body is really heavy. And I'm learning a lot. I'm seeing faces that I've never seen before, creatures I've never seen before, buildings and environments I've never seen before. I am hearing voices I've never seen or heard before. So I'm actively learning about my system. I'm in my inner world, and the inner world is basically the space in your head if your system creates it, because not all systems will have an inner world, but I do. I have a very big one and a very active one. And it's the space in your head where other alters will reside if they're not fronting. And when I say I do want to address this is Vanna, Savannah. The face y'all see all the time. I look exactly like the face, the body. I guess you can call me the core, if anything like that. I'm basically here all the time. So I don't know. My system operates really weirdly, nothing that I've heard of before, so sometimes it makes me feel invalid, but I can't really invalidate the experiences I've had. But basically, like, I'm up here all the time, but there's always other people that are here as well. So when I say here, I mean co-conscious, and when I mean co-conscious or even co-fronting, basically if you're co-fronting with an alter, you're actively moving the same body. There's another person that's also moving the same body as you. Co-conscious is just there's other people in the headspace or in the mind who's currently seeing, watching everything that's going on. So I can tell you right now, anytime you see me, when I'm channeling, talking, in pictures, anything like that, if I'm the one fronting and fully fronting, there is always somebody else there. And oftentimes there's just a lot of people in my headspace 24/7. And you can imagine, as I've been learning about that, and I'm getting to the point where I'm able to hear stuff a lot more. So I will be like going on a walk and I can hear certain voices talking, whether they're having a conversation with each other, whether they're laughing, playing a game, or they're talking to me or shit talking me, saying that I'm not doing enough or maybe I'm too fat, whatever thoughts that come into their head. I'm able to hear all that. I hear that, I think that, and more than often than not, I feel that. And if somebody is really emotional in the headspace and they're up really close, they're close to me, I can feel that and I can start feeling emotional. And so it's kind of a lot to experience, and I do apologize if at any point I start crying. Lately, I can't talk about anything in my life without not crying. It's just a lot. But through this experience, I've dealt with many different therapists. I have gone to facilities 4 different times. 2 of the times was with the same facility, just on different occasions. I have been, or in the past, felt very, very suicidal to the point that I almost tried to commit. But basically, there's just been a lot of experiences that I've been dealing with that's really intense. I have a lot of addictions that I've been indulging in. So I've gone to alcohol and drug therapy. I'm on medications, and I've been on and off of different medications for a few years now. And it's just really hard. And so when I speak of this, it's me trying to just let you know why I've been absent. I talked about it in a recent video, but I have been gaining a lot of weight. I am the highest in weight that I've ever been, and it's difficult. It's difficult. It's very hard to be in a body that doesn't feel like your own body. I can't do yoga the way that I used to. My connection to my spiritual team feels very distant. I have a hard time meditating because I get triggered or traumatized through meditating. I am unintentionally trauma healing without me really wanting to. It's just happening kind of against my will. So I'm learning about things that I'm not wanting to learn about. And it's really difficult. I can't really work. When I try to work, I get really overwhelmed. And with me starting school now, which is a good thing, that's a whole nother thing that I'm trying to tackle. I have so many things that I want to do, that I desire to do, that would bring me a lot of joy, but it's hard for me to do at the moment because everything feels taxing. Everything feels overwhelming. And all I really want to do is disappear, not hurt myself. Please don't think it's that. I'm not really in that area anymore, but I just don't want to be here. It's kind of like, I talk about this all the time, but that scene in Chowder where it's just white space and he just goes into white space where there's nothing around him. That's where I wish I was. I just wish I didn't have thoughts
or feelings or really anything, and I could just disappear for a little bit, just vanish. So I don't have to deal with anything. I'm exhausted. I'm exhausted, and when I sleep, I don't always get rest. More often than not, I don't really rest. So that's really draining to me when I'm it's like I'm constantly doing something. And in the past, all the things that I would use to escape, whether it was sleeping, drawing, writing, music, I'm hearing a million different opinions now as I do that. You know, when I sleep, I'm in the inner world and I'm experiencing some of the things that I really wish upon nobody, whether it be in waking life or in your dreams or anything. And so I can't nap anymore like I used to do. And exercise, I try to exercise, and then I have people in my ear telling me I'm not doing enough, and that I let myself go anyway, and I'm too big and I shouldn't have done that. And like, look, you can't even run like you used to. When I'm doing yoga, my body hurts, and it hurts for me to hold myself up, and I'm not as flexible. And so then I'm beating myself up because I'm like, I have let myself go. I try to journal out my feelings, and I feel guilty for being angry or emotional or jealous or anything. And you know, it's like even things like me trying to write music, there's always voices that are just stating their opinions, and maybe they've done that for a long time, but I can hear them now, and they affect me a lot. And I don't want anybody who watches this just thinking like, oh, your system must be terrible, because it's not all bad. You know, I'm grateful for certain headmates, certain altars that are with me that try to counteract that. It's just right now my brain hyperfixates on the negative because I feel really negative. And I haven't wanted to do readings because I don't want to put that energy out to anybody. I don't want to be in a bad space and try to help people and me be unintentionally sending bad energy to you guys. I don't want that. And so I just hope you guys understand why. Know that I absolutely miss every single one of y'all. I miss interacting. I miss reading tarot all the time and feeling connected and being able to share love. It's just right now I don't feel a lot of love for myself, for this world, for the universe. I feel angry and frustrated and not very happy. And so that's kind of why I've been gone. And I'm hoping that, you know, I could find a therapist, someone that I can rely on, that won't disappear on me, that's gonna help me. And I'm hoping that I can get through this so I can be back here. I can do the other things that I want to do, and I can just get my life back. Because I feel like it's gone right now. I feel like I'm gone right now. But I just want to say thank you for always supporting me, for always sending me so much love. I really can't express to you guys how much that means to me and how much I appreciate it. Y'all are amazing, and whether you've been here for a long time or not, I just want you to know that I care about you, that you are loved, that I do think about my community all the time. And please don't hesitate to get help for yourself. It's scary. It's very scary, especially if you decide to go elsewhere, away from your home, away from what you know, and into a facility or something like that. It is scary, but if the opportunity presents itself to you, go do it. Don't feel threatened to have to stay the whole time, but give yourself a shot. Be open and then listen to yourself. I'm gonna definitely have to talk about my experiences with mental facilities, especially this most recent one that I willingly, 100% willingly, checked myself into. And I would love to share that with you guys, let you guys know. So if anybody is thinking about it, you can get the help you need and know that even though it's scary, it's worth it. And you meet so many amazing people. But I just want to thank you guys for listening to this. And yeah, I made sense, and pray that I can come back soon for you guys. But with all that being said, I'm gonna head out. So I'm sending you guys so much love, so much light as always, and I will see you guys next time. Bye, my Earth Angels.